Have you ever had the same New Year's resolution multiple years in a row? Lose weight, start the business, wake up earlier, become the person you want to become. It's not because you lacked discipline that you didn't hit those goals. It's because you fundamentally misunderstood the framework of how real positive change is actually brought about in your life. In the next 15 minutes, I'm going to give you the exact 5-step framework that I use every time I need to make a change in my life. And if you actually follow it, you'll never have to wonder how to do it again.
Hey, what up? It's Ryder. I run Ride here on YouTube or Reach Your Destiny. I run Ride Trains and Ride Financial on Instagram. I spent the last decade in sports at the Naval Academy, a 2-year mission speaking Spanish and mixed deck for my church, college baseball, building a number of businesses, marrying my wife, and slowly and painfully figuring out how positive change actually works. I built this framework for a leadership presentation I was asked to give a number of years ago. I've used it, I've broken it, I've rebuilt it, and now I run my life by it. It's 5 simple steps. They work in fitness, in business, in marriage, in faith, and they work. Okay, so for a quick setup before the steps, I want you to imagine a bullseye. In the center ring is your why, in that middle ring is your how, in that outer ring is your what. Most people spend their entire lives orbiting the outer ring or the what, obsessed with things like the diet or the job title or the income number or the body they see in the mirror. That obsession with the what is what kills them. It's what limits them from making any actual real change in their lives, because in the grand scheme of things, the what is such a small piece of the picture. Real change starts in the center, in the bullseye. You have to answer questions like, why am I doing this? Who am I trying to become? And who ultimately do I want to be on the last day of my life? Discovering that why takes time. It requires intention. It requires challenging yourself. It requires you setting aside time to intentionally study yourself, to figure out the answers to those questions. And that is exactly where step 1 starts. Step number 1 of the 5 steps of making positive change in your life is recognizing the need for change and being 100% honest with yourself about it. I want you to picture a mountain. You're at the very bottom. The person that you want to become is at the very top. And the gap in between is the climb to get there. Step 1 is just answering 3 questions honestly about that mountain. Being, where am I now? Where do I want to be? And how do I close the gap? The only trouble is, you cannot close a gap that you don't believe exists. Most people walk around their entire lives pretending that they're closer to the top than they actually are. The only real move that's conducive to making positive change in your life is brutal self-honesty. Here's a line that I always come back to that reminds me of this concept. The present is called the present because it keeps gifting itself to you. Every single moment that you recognize the need for change, that is grace being bestowed upon you by a greater being or by the universe that's helping you to recognize the opportunity to grow in that moment. Don't waste it. Honestly, look at the gap. Step 1 really is just having the courage to be honest with yourself about who and where you actually are. Step 2, find your heroes and study them. You cannot become what you cannot picture. So pick the people whose lives you actually want to emulate. And don't just study their accomplishments, study their habits, study the decisions they made when no one was watching, study their errors and how they came back from those. Let's say that I really want to become a professional basketball player. I'm going to look for the professional basketball players who I admire the most, who I can compare my game most similarly to, and who I share a similar mindset with. For example, Michael Jordan. If you look back at his training regimen, at his schedule, his trainer had him on a workout and schedule training plan called the Breakfast Club. And so if I really want to play like Michael Jordan, I'm going to follow those same habits. I'm going to study his game so much that I can, name specific games, I can name specific plays that he's made, whatever it might be, so that I can know what he's done to be able to integrate that in my life. In terms of developing specific attributes that aren't physical or aren't super measurable, it's a little bit more challenging to do that. And so that's why you have to get into the nitty-gritty details with people about how they develop their character, how they recenter themselves, how they define themselves, all of those things to truly understand who they are so that you can then implement it into your own life. I constantly am building a list of my own heroes. I have an ongoing list of about 75 people in my lifetime who have made a significant impact on me because of their success, because of their kindness, because of their example, because of the way they've impacted the community, all kinds of things like that. And with each one of those heroes that I have a note next to it of particular attributes, habits, or things that I've asked them or studied from them that have made them who they are. And that is so important to me, to be able to go back and to study those qualities. Because oftentimes when I recognize the need for change, I need to immediately find an example of somebody or something that has already accomplished it. A habit or an attribute that somebody has or something along those lines. And sometimes even if I have questions about what that is, I'll just reach out to the person directly and get their advice and counsel on it. Find and study your heroes. All right, step number 3 boils down to 3 steps. It's your vision, your goals, and your plans. Now, you hear these words and you think that they're the exact same thing. The truth is they're very different concepts, just trending in the same direction, all regarding positive change. Vision is what success practically looks like. It's you at the top of the mountain. It's the defined image of who you want to become. Goals are the measurable steps to help you achieve that vision. Numbers, dates, steps. And plans are the daily implementable actions that help you to actually climb that mountain. Most people set their vision and just skip the rest. They think of it as a vacation planning. I'm sure you've done this with all of your friends, where you go into the group chat and you guys plan this big vacation, you plan this big trip together, and then it stays in the group chat forever, just with the vision that you guys had. That's why people make the joke and never made it out of the group chat. It's just because they defined the vision, but they never actually put in the implementable steps or took any action by following a plan to get there. For goals, use SMART goals. SMART goals are defined as specific, measurable, attainable, realistic, timely. If your goal doesn't have a defined number or a deadline, it isn't a goal, it's a wish. If your vision is strong enough, it doesn't matter how hard the goals are or how challenging the plans might be day in and day out to follow, that vision will carry you through whatever. The Protestant minister Harry Emerson Fosdick once said this, and I want you to listen closely. Men will work hard for money. Men will work hard for other men. But men will work hardest of all when they are dedicated to a cause. Until willingness overflows obligation, men fight as conscripts rather than following the flag as patriots. Duty is never worthily performed until it's performed by one who would gladly do more, only if he could. When your devotion to your cause is so clear that your willingness naturally overflows your obligation, when you would gladly do more only if you could, then nothing can stop you. Now, step 4, this is the hardest step of all. And this one is simply go and do. Millions of people have lived their lives. They've suffered, felt joy. But ultimately, what has stopped 99.99999% of them from experiencing more than what everybody else does in life is they didn't go and do. They didn't actually follow the vision. They didn't actually follow their goals. They didn't actually stick to the plans that would help them hit either. They didn't actually put the work in for more than 2 weeks. They didn't actually go to the gym for more than a week following their New Year's resolution. They didn't stick with their business for more than a month. When you go and do, it has to be done with consistency and over time for you to be able to see any kind of measurable effect. In order for you to lose even 5 pounds of body fat, it takes at least a month and a half, probably more like 2 months for most people when they're just getting started. You have to go and do with consistency over time, else you will never see the effects that you want to see. No matter how hard you work during those 2 weeks that you did it, you'll never be able to see the success that you want if you don't go and do with consistency and over time. You can have this perfect framework, you can understand it, you can study it, but if you don't actually put in the work to become who you want to become, it doesn't matter. For me, my goals are changing as time goes on. As I accomplish something, I move on to the next thing, and I have to hyper focus on that. So my daily to-dos and those plans, they change, but they become non-negotiables. Some of those lifelong non-negotiables for me is regular prayer, regular meditation, regular consistent workouts every day, regular consistent high-intensity cardio, journaling, hygiene, things of that sort that all just recenter me and help me to hit all of my goals, no matter what they are. Some days I absolutely crush it, and some days it feels like I'm literally crawling across the finish line. But ultimately, what's most important is that I get it done, that there is no negotiable thing that I can say to myself. I can't make a single excuse about my workout. I can't make a single excuse about getting on the phone with people for 10 hours a day. I can't make a single excuse about waking up on time, else I seriously will not have the ability to accomplish what I need to accomplish. I cannot miss that client appointment. I can't miss the chance to help this person get better. All of those things play a significant role into determining and deciding how my day functions. I will not let my own preparation be inadequate to then serve the people that I'm looking to serve. All right, and finally, step 5. Now this one is the one that's going to produce the most long-term change for you. And it might surprise you a little bit, but it is just repeating steps 1 through 4 over and over and over again. It requires regular review, continuing to be honest with yourself, analyzing your progress, having other people analyze your progress with you. And it's doing that consistently so that you can see exactly where you're going. Every night I journal these 3 questions. The first being, what did I do well? The second being, what can I do better? And the third being, what miracles did I see in my life today? Those 3 questions actually forced me to notice. They forced me to notice what's actually going on in my daily life, to see where I may have been blessed or where I may have had opportunities that were presented to me that I wouldn't have had otherwise. They helped me to honestly reflect and see where I can get better. I cannot tell you the amount of times that I've been sitting there journaling or meditating at the end of the day, reflecting on what I did, and realizing I missed something and then hurried and went and did it real fast. For me, sometimes, maybe it's an insane day and I had to wake up early to go eat with clients at the gym. I had to be on the phone call with the clients super early in the morning, and I missed my time for a workout. I'll get out of bed and pump out 100 push-ups real quick before I get back in bed, before I let myself go a day without honestly showing myself that love and care to work for what I want. And even more than just those daily reviews where I'm journaling or meditating at the end of the day, I'll take time once a week where I do a weekly planning/review where I'll run through all of my journal entries, I'll look through my entire calendar, I'll have my goals out in front of me, my life visions, helping me to define exactly how I performed that week. As I analyze and process through how I performed, what things I need to adjust in, it helps me to then prepare for the next week to make sure that I'm staying true to my vision, to my goals, and then that my daily plans that I'm carrying out are actually helping me to hit those. My vision hardly ever changes. Mountains don't change, but routes do. And so sometimes those goals do need to be adjusted. The plans do need to be adjusted to help me to actually hike up to the next point. And that's what those weekly plannings and daily reviews are all for. This step is a forever step. It's not a destination. It's a cycle that runs for the rest of your life. All right, so let's review those 5 steps. Step number 1, recognizing the need for change. Be 100% honest with yourself. 2, study your heroes. Find traits, qualities, and attributes that you want to add to your own life. Step 3, vision, goals, and plans. Step 4, go and do with consistency over time. And step 5, repeat steps 1 through 4. Now I want to wrap up with a poem that drives this home for y'all to help you to understand what this is coming from. Determination by Ella Wheeler Wilcox. There is no chance, no destiny, no fate can circumvent or hinder or control the firm resolve of a determined soul. Gifts count for nothing. Will alone is great. All things give way before it's soon or late. What obstacle can stay the mighty force of a sea-seeking river in its course, or cause the ascending orb of day to wait? Each well-born soul must win what it deserves. Let the fool prate of luck. The fortunate is he whose earnest purpose never swerves, whose slightest action or inaction serves that one great aim. Why even death stands still and waits an hour sometimes for such a will. That's ultimately what these 5 steps are building. It's removing that cognitive dissonance for yourself from who you want to become, who you actually are, and who you believe you are. It helps to align all 3 so that you become truly the determined soul who is capable of achieving whatever they want to become, who is actually capable of reaching your destiny. It requires all of those steps that we mentioned before: honest assessments, breakdowns of yourself, breakdowns of your character, and brutal work. But I promise you that if you actually implement these steps and actually follow through, you go and do and reflect over time, that you'll see positive effects in your life. And I know because it's blessed me in that way. It's helped a lot of people, and I'm excited to see how it works for you. When you master these steps, God, the universe, and the people around you will fight on your behalf for your success. You attract winning. You receive opportunities. You develop a light that inspires people. And that's what I'm fighting for every day. And that's it for today, y'all. Reach your destiny. Go get them. Remember who you are. Let's get some dubs. Peace.